Welcome back. India successfully test-fired two nuclear-capable Prithvi II surface-to-surface missiles within a gap of 5 minutes from Chandipur in Orissa. Those are the pictures at the Republic Day parade. We are soon going to show you pictures of today's test. Now, the Prithvi II is a single-stage liquid-fueled missile having a maximum warhead mounting capability of 1,000 kilos, but an extended range of 350 kilometers. It is currently in the possession a process of induction by the Indian Air Force. Generally, this is believed to be more a message at Islamabad than at Beijing. And to tell us more about that is Maruf Raza, strategic affairs expert, joining us from New Delhi. How is this a message at Islamabad, Maruf?
Well, firstly, I mean, Prithvi missiles, especially the variants which are Prithvi I and Prithvi II, their ranges are more specifically to target targets within Pakistan. The targets that would be available to the Indian Armed Forces in China would require much longer ranges, and for that we have the two variants, that is Agni 1 and Agni 2. The Prithvi variants are basically of three sorts. Prithvi I, which was inducted into the army several years ago, had a range of 150 kilometers and a bit more. And Prithvi II, which again has been test-fired once again today, was largely the one which the Air Force was meant to operate under the Strategic Forces Command. Prithvi III, which also is codenamed Dhanush, is largely for naval users to hit at ports and configuration of ships. But effectively, the message that is going out from India is multiple. The first message is that this is part of an integrated missile program that the Indian government initiated in 1983. And that program was to equip and give India self-sufficiency in missiles, because unless you have missiles, you are not going to be able to flex your nuclear muscle. The second intelligent aspect of missiles is that they have a very high circular error probability, which means that to put it another way, that they are very accurate, and their circular error probability, which means they virtually have zero error. So if you target it at a particular town or a city or a contingent of tanks or a military area, it should hit spot on the target. Therefore, It is a much cheaper and a much more accurate weapon system to employ than fighter aircrafts. The other aspect which we must understand is that Barack Obama's initiative at trying to limit arsenals in various countries, I think it might have energized India to speed up some of its programs. Pakistan might argue to say we are setting up a new arms race, but that's untrue, because Pakistan has acquired nuclear-capable missiles, several of them. The first few variants, which were called Hath 1 and Hath 2, which Pakistan also called Shaheen sometimes, these are basically North Korean missiles which have been modified by Pakistan and made to appear that it's an indigenous program. But Pakistan also has a Ghaznavi missile. So blow for blow, we are a bit better off than them. But I don't think India is setting up and putting together an arms race. What India is doing is carrying on a systematic program which will equip India with the minimum deterrence capability, which was the target of the nuclear explosions. And if Mr. Santhanam and others have said that we haven't achieved all the yield that the Pokhran tests were required to have, that is irrelevant as long as you have the capability of hitting a few cities in your enemy's territory. You are able to achieve deterrence and put the fear of God in your enemy. And beyond that, nuclear weapons are not meant to do any more.
Right, absolutely. Maruf, that's a fantastic perspective. Yesterday, we carried the news about India thinking of deploying the BrahMos in Ladakh to counter China. And today, this test, very significant. Maruf Raza, strategic affairs expert. Thank you very much indeed. And thank you to each and every one of our viewers for following us on the News Hour this evening. But on that story and much, much more,